So this presentation isn't about me telling you that you need to go and do this thing like have the correct pricing or holding your staff accountable. These are non-negotiables. The way we do them are negotiable, but these are non-negotiables. What I want to do with this discussion is decide whether or not this is right for your business. Is it right for your style of business? Is it right for your business this year? And will it ever be right for your business? So we're going to talk about how salon spas and clinics and any other subsector in our group can benefit from the biggest shopping event of the year. And that is crucial to how we approach this. Right. So why does it matter that we either do it or we at least consider it? It is one of the biggest events of the year. And that means there's a lot of automated marketing done for you. As in, pretty much most of the world, the Western world, certainly the UK, USA, Canada, really focusing on these kinds of events, or this event, this time of the year. So it's global. There is an expectation that there's going to be deals and excitement out there. So the effort for you in terms of trying to explain if you do a promotion in the middle of August, you've got to go through a lot of effort to explain to everyone what it is. This is the August summer holiday promotion. Well, what's that then? With Black Friday, people expect it. And I don't mean they expect it from you necessarily. They expect it from the commercial world. And it's a good chance for you to boost your cash flow and your visibility. And those are two very distinct things. So first of all, your cash flow is the amount of cash in your business, particularly going into January. And I know we're in November. And a chance to look at your visibility. Okay. So visibility just means your customers can see you more and more. Everything we're talking about at the moment, those of us with me this morning on the accountability group, we started talking about January. Yeah, we're in November. And the reality is we were probably talking about it in October. So before we get into January and February, which can be quieter months, they don't have to be, but they can be quieter unless you've got high levels of activity or you're really, really established. This is a good time, a good opportunity to get some cash into business. It's going to attract new clients. This is an opportunity because lots of your competitors aren't going to do this. And the ones that do it are going to do it quite badly. Right? They're going to throw some daft service at half price at the client, which won't mean anything to the client and it won't mean anything to that salon. So you've got an opportunity to attract new clients through being more and more professional. It's also going to give you a chance, depending on the offer that you make, to get your bookings repeated. Okay, it could be one of the offers that you do, and it's a great opportunity to move slower retail stock. This is kind of like, I want to get rid of the dregs that have been in my cupboard for 3 or 4 years, or you've got products, and I know you've got these if you ever deal with products, products that you haven't sold this year. Now, don't put them into this scheme just because you've got products that you haven't sold. Only put them into this scheme if you've got products that your clients do not want and never will ever need. All right, so that's an important distinction. If you're just rubbish at retailing, this doesn't mean that Black Friday is going to solve your retailing for the next couple of months. The most obvious thing to point out is going to drive your gift voucher sales for Christmas, and that's a lot of ups, okay, on the cash flow side of things. And it obviously has a lot of negatives as well. And it raises your brand awareness and your social media engagement. So when we switch to Black Friday, you will see on my posts, I will be posting somewhere between 15 and 20 times a day across all of my platforms. I'm not suggesting you do that, by the way, but it is an opportunity for people to get to know who you are, where you are, what you do, even if you don't sell anything. So I'm probably going to hit, I don't know, an extra 20 or 30,000 people in that promotion period. Some of them will buy my Black Friday. Some of them will drop me a line. Some of them will just come from the group. Some of them will just hang around, but the exposure for me will be better. It'll be very similar for you if that's what you're designing Black Friday for. Now, it's important to look at the downsides as well, because the upsides are great when you first look at this. Wow, loads more cash flow. And I mean, you can substantially increase your cash flow. Loads of exposure, new clients, rebooking. She's like, oh my God, Carl, what's the downsides? Sounds like I'm just going to sign up. Well, don't sign up just yet. Make sure that you look at the downsides. So the downsides, this discounting, if you do a discounting option, but when we look at the offers, they don't have to be discounted, but that is largely what clients connect directly with Black Friday. I know I do. I'm looking for some DIY tools in Black Friday. I'm looking for mainly a discount, but it doesn't have to be the way. But it could devalue your brand. I would say there's a caveat there, as in it probably won't, because it's a largely expected thing that is widely branded, and you are not going to be personally perceived as someone who is now cheap. Maybe, you know, you've been a premium salon all these years. Maybe you got high prices, high quality, high standard looking salon. Just because you take part in Black Friday doesn't ruin your reputation, but it can devalue your brand, particularly if, you know, you have like signature services and you all of a sudden give away 100 of them at half price. That might not be the best look for you. Now, the one-time bargain hunters, this is why it's going to be really important that you choose the right thing. This is a bit like the Groupon voucher experience, which I'm 90% against, and I do think it has a use in extreme cases. But you've got to accept that most people, if you were to do a service at a high discount, who use you are either going to be your existing clients where you're going to lose a lot of profit, or they're going to be new clients who may, and it's quite likely, not be able to afford your services outside of Black Friday. Do you want to do that? I'm not sure. Okay, you have to decide anyway. Now, staff can become overloaded. I'm always weary about this, but I think it's important that you consider it, because one of the things I want to steer you away from is I want to steer you away from squeezing people in. And I mean this for Christmas in general. But if you're going to sell this service and you're going to allow people to redeem it in December, then you might end up squeezing people in, which is going to erode the standards for Christmas for everyone else who's in the business, your regulars and genuine new clients paying full price. And it's also going to erode the standards and the job satisfaction of your staff. So just be a little bit careful if we go down that road. And you'll see when we start talking about these services that if you do discount or you do add value to a service, you don't have to redeem it in December. You could say purchase in December and, you know, get it in January, and that might be you know, a good step forward for you. Low profit margins. Now, lots of you have very low profit margins already. The average, and I'm not talking about laser, I'm not talking about hair extensions, I'm talking about the majority of regular commercial services in hair and beauty. So I'm talking about nails, lashes, I'm talking about haircuts, most colors, all the, you know, all the bread and butter services in our industry usually give us about a 10% net profit. So £100 service, you get £10 to go down the pub. So if you actually now start eroding that by discounting it heavily, you could end up working very hard, either in December or in January, for no profit at all, although that might help you with your cash flow. You have to be very, very careful on the balance between profit and cash flow, okay? And the voucher thing is probably one we want to talk about in the question session, because that's the one that's easiest to sell. It's in big demand at this time of the year. and there are real benefits to selling the vouchers. But of course, if they were all redeemed, if you said 5,000, 10,000 pounds worth, and they're all redeemed in January, then unless you put some of that cash aside, and unless you've got a strategy, and I want to talk about that in the Q&As if you prompt me, what's the strategy for when they redeem? Really important that we do this as a two-phase event. Then we could end up being financially under pressure in the new year. And the premium business is looking cheap. That's a bit like devaluing your brand. Okay. Right. So if you decide to do this, so I've given you so far the background to Black Friday, a worldwide event that is self-marketed and clients are already set up for it. And I've given you the upsides, the benefits like cash flow, all that sort of stuff. And I've given you the downsides like, overwhelm, lack of profit, that sort of stuff. Okay, so you were balancing those up and you're saying, I'm either in or I'm out. But if you do decide to have a test, maybe you're like, I'm not sure, I'll just test one thing this year and I'm set up for next year. That's okay as well. You need to be thinking about adding value instead of cutting prices. So instead of saying, for example, I don't know, let's pick a hair salon. So instead of saying, okay, all over colors, half price, normally £70, Black Friday deal, £35. If that was the thing that suited your business, maybe you've got staff that do a really good job on that. Maybe you've got stock at a good price. Maybe you do that as a very brief and fast service. And of course, with something like that, there's a lot of add-ons that you can sell as well, right? Lots of up trades you could sell. You could trade them up in terms of having the all-over color with foils, and you could have a all-over color with a cut and a cut and blow dry and a treatment. And okay, so we can do all that. So adding value is really, really much more important than discounting. So on that all-over color business, what you could do is say all over colors, instead of going from 70 to 35, you could say all over color with free cut and blow dry worth, I don't know, whatever you're doing, guys, £40. All right. So the value to the client is, I get a color and I get £40. But the price of your product never went down and you've lost 45 minutes. That's the average time for a blow dry, 45 minutes of time, but you can tweak this. I'd like to discuss this in the Q&As about getting more money out of the client if that was the type of offer. Now, it's quite handy for rewarding loyalty and long-term bookings as well, because you could, for example, have Black Friday offers only for your regulars, only for your best clients. So you can target, that's what I'm really mean here, you can target the type of people that you want to come to you. All right. So, of course, if you're, if you've got clients that all have a lot of colors or all have a lot of, I don't know, some sort of massage or some sort of anti-aging facial, if that's your number one service, you don't want to do a Black Friday deal on it because you're going to lose your profitability really, really quick. And it's going to be really hard for you to actually give this offer to new clients only. I think your regular clients are going to be a bit miffed with that. When you do this, keep these promotions short and limited. So there's nothing stopping you testing things this year if you wanted to. So you could say, I'm going to test buy one, get one free haircuts, buy one, get one free facials. Let's say that was the thing you want to test. But you could say it's only for 10 people. Okay, so if you want to test it, you could limit it to that, or you could limit it to certain days. You could say, this offer only redeemable on Mondays, or it could be with only specific stylists, therapists, or technicians. And something that bounced my mind that I was going to say earlier, when you're looking at what offers to give, make sure you're picking the services, if you are going to do services as opposed to products, that have the high profit in them. If you're promoting nails on Black Friday deal, and we already know that you're making pennies on nails, if anything at all, and all of a sudden you start giving 20, 30 pounds off, you just as well close for the week, to be honest with you. So be careful how you progress with that. Now, the best areas to focus on are vouchers and products. And that's because there's no wage involved. There's no time involved. The most valuable thing in your business is the time of yourself and the time of your team. So if you were to give away, no give away, don't give anything away. If you was to discount or do a deal, say for products, then if you've got, say, your own brand products, you could be making between 200 and 300% profit already. So for you to do buy one, get one free just means that you're going to only make 100% or 150% profit instead. Damn, not so bad, is it, right? And you could bundle products. You could say use a whole set that will last you a month or 2 months or 3 months. And gift vouchers are very, very particular, because the thing is with gift vouchers is that you can control when they're redeemable. They can be sold in multiple ways. You can get them to say redeem in January or February. You can limit how many could be used in one go. So there's lots and lots of things around gift vouchers that are benefits. And there is a benefit that lots of people don't realize unless you've watched all the other videos I've done on this, which is around 8% of gift vouchers never ever come back. So if you sell £1,000 in gift vouchers, okay, £80 not coming back. And so that does balance out a little bit of the money you lost. And it's really important throughout this that we maintain our quality in presentation. And what I mean by that is if we do have clients who buy large batches of vouchers or services that you've decided is going to work for your business, that we still treat them as if they were a full paying amazing client. It's really important that we don't, say to each other around the desk, "Oh my God, got another Black Friday win and it's the middle of February." Yeah. And we greet them like they're second-class citizens, right? "Oh, it's you, is it? Yeah, got Black Friday vouchers, have you?" Okay. So it's really, really important that you maintain the quality and the presentation. Now, because gift vouchers are the most common one in our industry, and I think this is kind of bang in the middle of right and wrong, if you like. You can make it work if you want it to work. You have to understand how important cash flow is to you. And if you want to discuss that, we can do that in a moment. Basically, cash flow is essentially how much money have you got in the bank that you can call upon at any time without any effect on your business. Okay, that's essentially when you know that you don't need to generate more cash flow. If you're living hand to mouth a little bit, like, "Oh my God, Carl, it's the end of the month and I'm struggling for wages, I'm struggling to pay that big bill, or I'm struggling to pay something," then in the short term, at least, you've got what they call a cash flow problem. In the long term, it's more likely to be a profitability problem. So you might want to solve this. Now, in different salons, the different types of salons, Januaries can be amazing and Januaries can be a disaster. And they might be a disaster because you're not doing things right, or it could be the area. Yeah, it could be the type of client you've got. It could be the age of your client. It could be that you're on I don't know, near an army barracks and they have January off or something along those lines. So there's, it's very, very individual whether or not we use the gift voucher process. I have seen it used fantastically well, and I have seen it used quite poorly. So here's quickly some ideas that I threw up here, and you can do variations on these. Buy £100 voucher, get an extra £20 free. So that's just a simple transaction. They're going to get 120 quid, but they're only going to pay you 100 quid. Now, depending on your profit margins, that might not be too bad. That's quite easy to market, and some clients will go for all that. Spend £50 on vouchers, receive a mini skincare set. Now, you can build that up. You maybe go down the local warehouse, or maybe you speak to your local supplier or your main supplier and say, "I need some freebies," or "I need some discount stuff." You can create this, or maybe you get supplementary products for a skincare kit or a nail kit, okay, or a shaving kit. Doesn't really matter. Whatever it is, you could develop that. The thing is with the skincare kit though, when you market it, you've got to say, you know, buy £50 in vouchers and get a mini skincare set, whatever, worth £50. Yeah, worth £100, worth £27. It's important that people see, oh, if I spend 50, I get 27. And the reason this works, by the way, is because if it's customized, people will be thinking, I get £50 in vouchers, which are maybe for myself or as a gift, but I also get a free gift, which will solve one of my Christmas gifts, right? Buy two £50 vouchers and keep one for yourself. Now, you could target this to only your clients, or you could target it to the first 20 people in your business. You send out an email campaign and you say, on Good Friday, we are going to be doing a voucher campaign. The first 20 people who phone, the first 20 people who come in the shop, I mean, that's a really good way of getting them to come and see you, will get an amazing offer. Or if nearer the time, you can say to them, don't forget, first 20 people here tomorrow morning will get buy one, get one free, in effect. Yeah. Early bird vouchers for the first 50 buyers, which is pretty much a similar basis as well, but you decide on the values. And also, sometimes one of the things we miss with gift vouchers, we make it too transactional. What I mean by that is, I give you £20 and you give me £20 in vouchers, and I got these floppy vouchers in my hands, and it doesn't feel like anything. So gift vouchers don't have to be floppy bits of stuff, and I know lots of you have got them in cardboard envelopes. I've got clients who actually don't have gift vouchers at all. They have gift cards, which are like credit cards, yeah, and they have specific services on them. Make it luxury, make them feel as if they're buying a gift, and that's much easier for them then to see it as a gift and pass it on. Now, ideally, you want them to pass these vouchers on as gifts. You don't really want them to buy too much for themselves and devalue your income for the new year. You want them to give them to new people, because even if that new person comes in and gets £50 off a £100 service and you're like, oh, damn, you now got the opportunity to get this new client for the year, in which case, as long as she comes a couple more times, you'll have your money back multiple times over. So it's an approach that you've got to look at. Okay, so I'm going to flash through these for you, but we're going to go through products, and then after that, we're going to skip through the next couple because I don't want to focus too much on the deals. But it's clearly the things that are best for you. Vouchers can work if you're doing it with the right motivation. Product offers are the best if you've got the right profitability, profit margins in your business, okay? Or you can go and buy stuff now. You've got a couple of weeks yet before this all kicks off. If you've got to jump, yeah, I don't know, on some sort of website, or you've got to go to the warehouse or source it from somewhere, you've still got time to buy products that you can then sell in the Black Friday deal. You know, buy two, get one half price on retail products. You might think, oh, that's a bit daft. You can actually buy two, get one free if they are something like own brand products where you've got 200-300% margin. If you've only got a 50% margin, much harder to do, okay? But not necessarily impossible to do. So you could do things like on the hairdressing side, we could sell, and I wouldn't tell you a supplier, they don't always like this. You could sell the backwash bottles. I don't know how much they are. I know we used to sell them all over Christmas. We had dozens and dozens and dozens of backwash. Yeah, so in effect, we never did a Black Friday deal then. It wasn't a real thing, but it was a Christmas thing where we sold them for Christmas. Free product with every voucher. So instead of like saying buy £10 in vouchers, get 10, say every £20 voucher you buy, I'll give you a free product. Now, depending on your type of business, right? I'll give you a free hand cream, or but you can do this for £20 value, £50 value, £200 value. You decide. But what you're trying to do is get the people excited. Create your own spa at home gift box. Again, this goes a little bit back to what I was saying last time about creating your own gifts. So again, you can say, buy this voucher, get your own spa at home gift box. Gift sets at special prices. So again, this is all going to depend on the profitability of the item, but you could buy them in just to do this. But people are looking for Christmas solutions on Black Friday. I'm looking for myself for Christmas solutions. I'm looking for DIY solutions. I'm looking for all sorts of solutions that give me either value or price benefits. Now, you can clear stock with these. Lots of people have got stock backed up. You can clear lots of stock. So you can encourage product sales. I would say, as a retailer myself, make sure that where possible, unless they're giving them away as gifts, if it's for themselves, make sure that the item that they are getting suits them. We don't want them to, pay £50 in vouchers and get an item that they can't use. That's not going to be very good marketing in January when it's still sat on the side of the bathroom. And we want to create this premium shopping feel as well. Can you see I'm quite keen to make sure that we don't get distracted, okay? So package add value services. So again, I'm talking through, these are general things. I'm not talking about specific offers, which I just checked. You can book a facial, receive a complimentary brow shape. But please say the value, okay? Book a facial, get a complimentary brow shape worth £37. So people can see the value in what you're doing. Now, if you've got a great brow technician and they fly, and I mean, obviously they're not fast to do, but they're efficient, that might be a cost-effective way of doing it if you're making a lot of profit on the facial in the first place. Book any 3 treatments, get the 4th free. Put a package together, put some taster menus only for Black Friday. Black Friday, so you put like 6 together and say, get any 3 of them and pick another one totally free. Work out your margins, guys, but you can do it. Free deluxe upgrades such as premium mask or scalp massage, or obviously that's on the beauty side. On the hair side, you could do, and instead of a standard blow dry, a luxury blow dry. All right, or you're the experts when it comes to what premium services are. Mini retreat for 2 to encourage joint bookings. Now, you can only do this if you've got a spa type setting, or you've got a massage type setting, or maybe you do it for if you've got 2 nail tables together. Use your understanding. So you could sell, have a service for yourself and bring someone along. Obviously, you have to do the consultations and all that sort of stuff for free. Again, limited to 6 people, limited to 10 people, limited to Mondays, limited to Jenny and Penny. Okay, benefits. Adds perceived value, introduces new treatments, encourages multiple bookings. Loyalty and retention offers. Now, I'm not great in the concept of loyalty because I don't believe that generally exists now in the industry, but the sense of reward is definitely necessary for our clients and our relationships. So if you do have a software system that gives out loyalty points, why don't you do that? Why don't you say, on this day, have a service and we'll be giving you an extra 30 points on the day. It's a bit like, using your credit card for a flight and getting air miles. Okay, you could do something like that. Bring a friend, both save 30%. You choose 20%, 50%. Okay, but you have to remember the Black Friday, there's no point being stingy. It's like tipping at a restaurant. You either tip well or you don't tip at all. In Black Friday, you either commit to high value and excitement and, oh my God, even if you limit the numbers, or don't do it at all. Book now for next year and lock in current prices. Most of us will be reviewing our prices now, should be, right this minute, going into Christmas with the right price. January, checking our prices, and probably with things like inflation, with the budget coming up just around Black Friday, actually, what if we would say book next year? And I wouldn't book the whole year because you're going to lose a lot of money, but book your first appointment in January or February and keep this year's prices. And that's a good way to look after your clients in terms of you being loyal to them and keeping your pricing structure in a good place. So the summary here for this presentation is the tips for success if you decide to do it. If you missed the beginning, please go back and watch the rerun or asking Q&As. It's important that you look at the pros and you look at the cons and you make the right decision for your business. If you are unsure, I would say don't do it. If you want to dabble, do it in a very controlled way, and then you could roll it out next year. If you want to talk more, we can. But tips for success: set clear limits on time and quantity. Said that a number of times. Either certain days, certain hours, or a certain amount they can buy in terms of gift vouchers. Like you can only buy £100 worth. Whatever it is, make sure you control what you're about to do. When you've decided, and if you've decided to go ahead with this, you've got to make sure that you build the excitement. You can't just put a post out on Black Friday, literally on the day, and go, by the way, guys, everything today is half price. Okay, maybe one or two people who see that will buy, but you might not have got the impact you want. So I can already tell you that for me, you'll see a post on the 21st of November saying, come here on Friday the 28th and you will see my Black Friday deals. And then that week, each day, I tell them a little bit more. There's going to be 2 offers released every single day during Black Friday and that weekend. So you've got to build up the anticipation. Make sure you're upselling. Now, this is going to be really, really important if you've gone down the gift voucher route, that you have a strategy. So let's say you've gone mad. And I don't mean mad as in this is the wrong thing to do, but you've like, I'm all in on this. So there was a salon down the South Coast, very successful salon, by the way, just in case you think they were skint. And he did buy £1,000 worth of gift vouchers and get £1,000 free. And every Black Friday, he did 20 grand's worth of gift vouchers, but of course, give away another 20. Okay. The way he managed to control this was because he then said to his team, in proper training, guys, not in like, let's have a cup of coffee and do this. I mean, proper structured training. When these vouchers come back in January, and they're only valid in January, so they can't like buy £1,000 and not come back the whole year. So they got to give them away, or they got to have crazy treatments in the first few weeks, or whatever they're doing, or £500 to their mother, or whatever it is. Here's the strategy for everyone who comes in with a gift voucher. So we're going to ask when they book, will you be paying by cash or card or voucher? And they say, I'll be paying by voucher. You say, no problem. And they put a big V by the side of their appointment. And we make sure that every person that comes in with a V, or on the phone when they book, we say, would you like, I don't know, the luxury version of this? Would you like a face mask with this? Would you like a trim with this? And a massive percentage of people say yes, because A, they feel guilty, but also psychologically, they will feel as if it's free because the gift vouchers have been given to them, they've already paid for them. And you can do this on the day as well as a strategy, because on the day, they think, well, I'm not giving you any money. So yeah, I'll have that extra thing. So this guy is doing 20 grand's worth of cash at the end of November that he packs away until January, and he's all right for months and months and months in terms of his basic bills just from one weekend sales. But if you're not good at the second part, which is trading everyone up, educating your staff, asking the clients on the phone, it's probably not the kind of commitment that you want. When you're building this build up, by the way, and I talk to lots of individuals about this these days, make sure you're using email and social media for visuals as well. Again, you said you'll see emails coming out to you from me. You'll see it on all social media platforms, video clips, static clips, all sorts of things going on. And track it. Like anything you do in your business, you should be analyzing it. It's like the whole of Christmas. Anyone who did the Christmas workshop with me this year, the first thing I said was, get last year's autopsy out. So if you haven't seen the Christmas workshop, go and watch that, because anything we do, we must measure it. And we must say, that was good, and I would change these things, or that was terrible, I could change these things, or that was terrible, and I won't do it again. Everything has to be analyzed. So these are the pages that I'm not going to go through with you. More ideas, okay? Beauty bonanzas, 3 treatment courses, 60-minute massages. All right. Beauty passes with £250. Beauty bundles, pick any 3 treatments, £99. all sorts of things here, okay? And these were just things that I'd used in the past, that in my old presentations, and things that I've seen in the industry seem to be catching on quite strongly. Now, they're staying in the presentation. Anybody wants to go through them after Q&As, happy to do that. Or you can just go through the video presentation tomorrow and pick all those things out, all right? So, making offers irresistible. This is the important part. It's like any promotion, don't waddle into this, okay? Don't just like, I'll have a little go, I'll have a little dabble, right? Don't dabble. Either go in and commit or don't do this. So if you're going to commit, you've got to make the offers irresistible. They can't be buy £10 in vouchers and I'll give you £1. It's like, really? You know what I mean? And nobody's, you want people to be on your website at 8 o'clock on that Friday morning. You want people to be at your door at 9 o'clock if that's what you're asking them to do. You want people phoning you at 10 o'clock saying, I'm first, I want that £100 of vouchers and the £100 free, or I want the £100 with a free cut and blow dryer, or I want the £100 with a free straighteners. It's got to be irresistible for this to work. Otherwise, it's going to be a little limp. Yeah, sold some more vouchers. Yeah, that was nice. Because the reality is we probably could have sold the vouchers anyway if we changed our approach in terms of speaking to the client. If you're saying, oh yeah, I did Black Friday and I did £200 more vouchers, we probably could have done that just by speaking to the client about the importance of gift vouchers and how flexible they are for them, and even telling them that you sell them, all right? Highlighting the savings and exclusivity. That's really important. So this is only for this type of client. It's only for a certain amount of time. Yeah, it's only, we've never done this before. Like I said to you, the offers I'm about to do, I've never done them before. They are totally mad, crazy what I'm about to do. And it's my test, if you like, of whether Black Friday should be part of Salon Help or not. Add small gifts and upgrades, and try and reduce, if not eradicate, giving away any free time whatsoever. Time is just too valuable for you. And create a countdown and early VIP access if that's what you want to do. All right, but make sure you take a screenshot of this summary or watch it again on the rerun tomorrow. You've got to make this irresistible. So you're all in or you're not in. If you're all in, let's now build it. Let's come up with the offers. Let's communicate. Let's have fun. Let's make sure that this works for us. And it works for us because when we started the Black Friday idea, we was doing it for a reason. You've got to be clear in your mind what that reason is. So you got to decide, is it for you? Black Friday can be powerful, can be brilliant. It can deliver value without losing your standards, okay? But you have to do it. You have to deliver the standards. The goal is to fill your diary, move stock, and build loyalty. So I said, you got to go into this with a strategy. It's not getting your hands on 200 quid more vouchers. Make it exciting, profitable, and on your terms, by the way. All right, don't be bullied into anything. Don't be bullied into anything by your staff, by your customers, or your coach. Have a great week and get ready for Black Friday. And if anybody wants anything else, drop me a line. Give my love to Michael. And take care, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.